Hello and welcome to the first video in the Baselight workflow series. This video series is going to dig into some more essential Baselight features, including custom formats, custom burn-ins, the shots view, keyframing techniques, and a cheat sheet of some of the keyboard shortcuts that I find the most useful in day-to-day Baselight use. But firstly, I thought I'd run through a flowchart of the cinema workflow. If you want to download this PDF, have a look at the YouTube description and you should be able to find the download link there. So let's get into it. Running down top to bottom, we start with the raw camera material that was shot on set. This material tends to be very high resolution, sometimes up to 8K. It's usually shot raw and it can take up an incredibly large amount of space on a camera card. So this is taken by the DIT and safely offloaded, transcoded, and backed up. The reason for the transcodes is that the camera material is not very efficient. The editorial department needs small HD files that won't take up too much space and that won't slow their systems down. So the DIT will transcode these. Editorial will edit the film and lock the picture. Once editorial has locked the picture, they'll give DI the assets that they need to conform the film in either DaVinci Resolve or Baselight. Those are the two most common. Also during the edit process, editorial will hand over a visual effects turnover or turnovers that include all of the visual effects shots shown in the film. Now, I didn't realize this before I started working in DI, but visual effects vendors need a specific file specification to work with. They can't just work with any old camera raw material. So a big part of the DI department's role is to facilitate the handover between editorial and visual effects to make sure the visual effects department has the plates that they need to do their work in the correct format and length. So this is where DI comes into full force. DI will take the EDLs and they'll conform the film. DI will also export the visual effects plates given by editorial, and DI will update the timeline when the final visual effects shots are delivered back to them. It's also worth mentioning here that there will be other non-visual effects shots that will be part of this process, often coming from other finishing software. Any shots like this that need additional work outside of Baselight or Resolve will need to be cross-checked with editorial to make sure that nothing gets missed. Once the film has been conformed and all the additional shots have been updated, it's time to deliver the finished film. So the first step is to render a digital source master. This is a Posthouse's internal master, and this image sequence will be used to create a digital cinema distribution master, or DCDM. So the DCDM is a TIFF image sequence and an XYZ color space that gets used for the final cinema deliverable, or DCP. So a DCP is a package that contains the sound, picture, and all the additional elements such as subtitles. And this package is generally created outside of the DI department. So to summarize the delivery stage, an internal master is rendered, the DSM, and then the distribution master is rendered from that, so the DCDM. And this DCDM is then packaged up with the other assets and put onto a drive to be sent to the cinema as a DCP. The DCP will also include the sound and all the other elements included in that package. You'll also notice this KDM/DKDM arrow. This stands for Key Delivery Message and Distribution Key Delivery Message, respectively. This refers to the security encryption that is created from a DCP that allows films to be played at a given cinema screen securely. And that's it. This was a very simplified overview, but hopefully you found it helpful. If you want to download this PDF, head to the YouTube description below and you'll find the link. I've also just started a new Patreon account. If you've enjoyed my videos so far and you wanted to chuck me a few dollars, that would make my day. Cool guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll catch you in the next video.